welcome back to Krypton's Toy Vault. In this video, I'll be going over this Marvel Legends retro-carded Agent Venom. Out of the package, this is what we're faced with. One pair of clawed kind of grabbing hands. One pair of fists. One pair of trigger fingers. One extra head sculpt, Flash Thompson. I think it looks decent. Not great, but decent. One pistol. Some sort of weird laser pistol. And a long gun. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a rifle. It looks more like a shotgun, but we've seen this before. Actually, before in the same wave. This came out this past year with the retro-carded Spider-Man wave. They had Kane and Chameleon, a couple others. Spider-Boy was one of them. It was a pretty good wave. I enjoyed most of the figures in that wave. It does come with obviously his Venom head. This is a fun character. Flash Thompson gets bonded with the symbiote, and it's his chance to be like his hero, Spidey. He'd come back from fighting overseas, I believe, and he had been injured, I do believe, and ended up melding with this symbiote. Yeah, no butterfly joints, nothing like that, but it does have double jointed pinless, really good double jointed pinless elbows, and pretty good, really good double jointed pinless knees. No ab crunch. It does have a diaphragm. It's pretty good for a diaphragm. Goes back to there, forward to there. It's really not bad. And the head is on a ball, I do believe. Yeah, ball joint. The shoulder pads don't really get in the way. They're attached to the shoulder itself, so they get out of the way very well. Yep, there's no waist articulation. Pivots for the ankles. You're pretty standard Marvel Legends fare at this point. It does seem to move pretty good, getting pretty good positions, or at least posing wise. It's a really well sculpted figure. There's not a ton of paint. Obviously, it's just all molded black plastic for the most part, but it is well molded. The parts that are white are pretty good. There's some issues, like you can see, like right there, we got some paint chipping and stuff, but overall the lines are pretty clean, and it's painted where it needs to be painted. The black symbiote is one of the instances where unpainted plastic seems to make a little bit more sense, because it does give it kind of that shiny, kind of oily look to it, without it being overboard. It was pretty overboard in that Spider-Man 2 game, but yeah, I'll put some other head sculpt on there. He looks okay. It's not a look that I would ever pose him with, but he does look fine. It does fit pretty well. It's a lot of sculpting. It's got a lot of good articulation. This isn't my favorite character by far, but this interpretation is, or this execution is phenomenal. This figure is pretty as far as like my favorite figures from 2025, it's pretty high up there. And it came out early 2025. It just for whatever reason, it hits all the marks, and really has me enjoying it. That said, I'll bring out a few other figures, show a little comparison, see how he lines up. One with the retro-carded Tarantula and the Gamerverse Venom from the Captain America 2-pack. Fits in well. They're about the same size. He's obviously quite a bit bigger, as he should be. I think it works just fine. Here we have the Chameleon from the same retro-carded wave. And as you can see, this is what I was talking about. Both the pistol and the laser rifle, shotgun, whatever it is, were reused for both of these figures. And then on the left, we have the War Journal's Punisher. So, final thoughts on the Agent Venom retro card figure. I absolutely love this figure. Like I said, it's not my favorite character, but it is quite possibly my favorite figure of the year. There's just not enough good things to say about the figure. It was pre-price hike. It was still under $25. It was readily available. They made enough of them that the weapons, they could have done a whole lot better with the weapons, but meh. I've got other weapons. Like I've got that 1911 in his hand now. It works. But overall, it is, I don't know if I could go all the way to a 10 out of 10, but it's at least an 8.5, 9 out of 10. As far as like mass-produced figures, it is definitely my favorite mass-produced. Like big three company situation. This is my favorite one that they've released so far this year. I have yet to see if that's going to change. It's possible, but right now I don't foresee that happening too much. Yeah, it's a great figure of a pretty good character. There's not a whole lot more to say about it. I mean, there's only so much glazing I can do for this figure. If you can find one, they're still available retail. I would absolutely pick one up. This makes a whole lot more sense than that Magic the Gathering Agent Anti-Venom, which is just reuse. They molded it white instead of black and didn't even do any sculpting for it. And this figure is not quite, but almost half the price. So, really, to me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. That said, for the Agent Venom retro-carded figure, that's all I've got to say. You've been watching Krypton's Toy Vault, and I appreciate you watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.